Welcome to my little shitty home lab. Literally just a rebuild of an old office PC from eBay with 32 gigabytes of RAM, an Xeon 1236 V3 and two SSDs. I've just removed these 10 gigabit SFP Plus network cards. Two of them, one out of the proxmox box, and this one is my storage device running truenas scale and a couple of terabytes, and I've played with a multipath iscsi between truenas and the proxmox host, but sadly these NICs aren't able to do ASPM, so power management and idling down when not in use. So they constantly pull like 10 watts. And with the current energy prices in Europe, I've had enough fun with them. So I'm gonna build it back, and just after pulling out the network cards, the machine doesn't boot anymore. I think it has something to do with the fans. The BIOS is pretty restricted, and it reports some fan not functioning, or it thinks it's not functioning, and prevents booting. So, as there's no GPU and not even an IPMI chip on the board, it has literally no way to show any video. Despite the ports here, but the Xeon I installed doesn't have an integrated graphics card. So I'm gonna put in this little handy GT710, I think, and hook it up to my workstation to see what's wrong. Maybe just a BIOS reset will fix it. We'll see. In order to install the graphics card, I had to remove the PCI bracket and the VGA port and connection to the board. I've just hooked up power and an HDMI cable, which is going to my workstation into a cheap AliExpress USB HDMI capture card, so I can record it for you in OBS. So let's see what the system says after booting up. Okay, it's booting up. 2 beeps and error code 0135 auxiliary fan failure. Okay, let's see. It's probably this abomination here running an Noctua low noise adapter, which is just a resistor between the fan and the mainboard, and then splitter, which I don't need anymore because I installed an 82mm fan or 80mm fan for the network card, which is not present anymore. So I attached it, and let's see what happens after booting. And it's booting. Nice. So let's stop it. It was just the Y splitter, which probably caused some false RPM readings, which the mainboard thought to be a fan failure. So now I can remove all the stuff here again, remove the HDMI, and removing the card. And unplugging the power cord and just putting everything together again these pre-builds from the big brands like Dell, Lenovo, HP often come in some pretty custom cases like this one, where you have a really easy access to all the components and some neat stuff like here, a metal spring that locks when you open the cage, which prevents it from snapping back, with an easy access to the originally installed DVD drive and the hard disk drive. So you just have to pull it back a bit, press on here, and it can snap back until you hear a click, and it's fully locked again. To open it, you just press here. It's the same for the PCIe bracket holder. Nothing to screw on, just quick and easy, snap in, and it just works. And you can't lose any fucking screws, which I normally do on my workstation or the big storage device behind my TV. So let's put back on the side panel and get this shitbox back to running. So now it's running again in this little corner beside my truenas box, and it should come up in a couple seconds, be available over network. As you see, the machine is back up. I can ping it, and usually now is everything fine again. If you want to know a bit more about my hacky stuff here, yeah, just let me know in the comments.